Greetings and salutations. I'm returning to Painting Werther. We're halfway through this, and hopefully we'll get the rest done. I didn't realise it'd been nearly 40 minutes, or 50 minutes even, in the last video. There we go. And the world is without colour without Charlotte, apparently. I will never see her again. You'll be happy to know, Wilhelm, that in this new place, I have made friends with a certain young lady, really nice creature. Amidst the rain tone of the people whom she lives, she has retained her naturalness. We mutually liked our conversation. And when we parted, I asked her permission to see her again. She granted it to me so frankly that I could hardly wait to visit her. She lives with an aunt of hers. She's not from here either. I write to you, dear Charlotte, from the room of a country inn, where I have taken shelter from a terrible storm. Now residing in this cabin in the solitude, with the snow and hail beating against my narrow window. Sorry, I'm losing my voice already. Oh, that's not a good sign. Come on, just, yeah, there we go, light it up. You came into my thoughts. A happy moment. If you could see, my dear, how my senses have dried up. Oh, sorry, are dried up. Not a single time for my heart to feel full. Not an hour for those delicious tears of relief. Nothing. Nothing. I found here a woman. A kind creature which resembles you, Charlotte. If anyone can possibly resemble you. Hello, you answer me. Now you have learned to compliment me. You are not mistaken, in recent times I've become very gallant. Women say that no one understands flattery better than me. I was telling you about the lady I met. She has abundant soul that flashes from her blue eyes. Sometimes we spend entire hours picturing a life of undisturbed happiness in the midst of the calm of the fields. We do not forget you in these conversations. Oh, how many times you've forced to render homage to you. Why do I say forced? She does it voluntarily because she likes to hear about you and she loves you. Why don't I just find myself back by your side, sitting at your feet in your peaceful little room? Now there's 16 achievements on the side, and I've not found a single one that isn't a chapter achievement so far. There's got to be some hidden elements here, but I'm clicking everywhere and not finding anything. Okay, the storm has calmed down. I have to. I have to go back to my cage. Goodbye. Is Albert by your side? And how? God forgive me for this question. God bless you, dear friends. And may he grant you all the good days that he's denied to me. Thank you, Albert, for having deceived me. I was waiting for news of your wedding day. go. We'll get this all nice and neatened up. You're already united. I intended that same day to take down from the wall the portrait I have of Charlotte. The portrait is still here. And it will here remain. Oh, and here will remain. Why not? In your house you have mine, and this does not hurt Charlotte's heart. I hold the second place in it, and that I want and I must keep. I'd become mad if she could forget. Furies of hell are less horrible than this idea. Albert, farewell. Farewell, angel from heaven, farewell, Charlotte. Wilhelm, I have had a problem that will drive me away from here. Just thinking about it makes me lose all patience. This is a fact, and who is to blame but you, Wilhelm? It was you who urged me to impede me and tormented me. Oh, sorry, pal. To accept a position so little suited to my way of thinking. I'm already in it. You already achieved your goal. And so, you don't say that I spoil everything with my exaggerations. I'm going, dear friend, to explain the case to you with the accuracy of a chronicler. You already know that the Count loves me and treats me with distinction. I told you more than 20 times. Yesterday I dined at his house. Precisely the day when a society of honoured people meet there. It would never have occurred to me that subordinates could not be included in it. I like that. That was kind of cool. I was going to say goodbye. You know I hate great lords. And when the lady I told you about came in, you know that whenever I see her, my heart flutters a little. I could not help but join her. After a while, I noticed that she spoke less frankly than usual. That surprised me. Can she too, like the rest? Sorry, can she too be like the rest, I asked myself. I was really stung. Thinking and attending only to the lady, I did not notice how the ladies and gentlemen watched us in silence. Finally, the Count came up to me and led me to a window. You know, our ridiculous customs. Excuse me, I replied, embarrassed. I should have realized that everyone was surprised to see me here. I was about to go, but I don't know what held me back. The Count shook my hand. And squeezed it in such a manner that implied how much he was keeping silent. Okay, What do you want from me here? I put them all together and it wanted me to open them again. Ah, I wandered to the mountain to contemplate the sunset. Oh. Somewhere someone is happy. That's one of the hidden achievements, is just here. Oh my god, I've got to go through and find them all? Ah! Okay. And read the beautiful passage from Homer where Ulysses is lodged by a swineherd. I return home for dinner in the middle of the night. I was sitting at the table when a good friend arrived. Without taking off his hat, he approached me and said in a low tone, "Are you angry?" He continued talking without giving me time to respond. "Because the Count obliged you to leave the assembly." "Deuce take them." I was very glad to be gone. And that's when the situation began to pain me. I felt everyone's attention was focused in my indiscretion. Imagine my bad mood. Now, whenever I go, I am pitied. Nothing worse for a proud man to be pitied. Why here? That's what I've got to ask. There we go. Show me the man who can patiently endure. When people gossip about him like that, it made me want to plunge a dagger to my heart. Everything conspires against me. Okay, this is kind of interesting. Not seen some of those art styles in a long time. Today I met the lady. Couldn't contain myself from joining her. I explained to her how hurt I was because of how she behaved at the party. However, how could you ill-interpret my disturbance? You who knows my heart. How much I suffered for you from that moment I entered the room. I foresaw it all, and 100 times was on the point of telling you. How much sorrow has all this already caused me? So, get me right, did he just turn up uninvited to have dinner with them? Or did he just, like, pick a bad day for it? Because why didn't the Count just tell him no? Okay. I could scarcely control myself before that creature whose eyes were filled with tears. I was ready to throw myself at her feet. Werther, you must know my aunt was present at the scene. I had to put up with a lecture upon my acquaintance with you. It was very painful to hear you condemned and depreciated, without daring to say much in your defence. Every word she uttered was like a stab to my heart. Wilhelm, I don't understand her. Did she not feel what a mercy it would have been to conceal all this from me? Have some empathy, you git. It's like, oh, this hurts me hearing how she's been pained, so it's, why didn't she just not tell me? Okay. She continued exposing all the images that would have been circulated about me. For those who wanted my pride and the little attention I paid to them. Be finally punished. To hear it all from her mouth. To hear this uttered in sincere sympathy from her pitiful, compassionate voice. I was stunned. Anger still burns in my heart. I wish I could find a man to slay with my sword. Only the sight of blood would be a relief. Oh, more than 100 times have I seized the dagger to give ease to my oppressive heart. Naturalists tell of a noble race of horses that when irritated, open a vein with their teeth to be able to breathe more freely. Many times I am tempted to open a vein to procure my everlasting freedom. Oh, to procure myself everlasting freedom. Oh god, he is a drama queen. Okay, dear Wilhelm, today I've sent my resignation to the court. Forgive me for not having previously consulted you. Sooner or later I would have had to do so. I'm so restless. Oh, that is creepy. That is very creepy. Object as much as you want, but I am leaving. And let you know my destination. I may mention that the prince is very much pleased with my company. He's invited me to his country home to pass the summer months with him. I know you urged me to stay here, but I can't. I can remain here no longer. The truth is that I'm also displeased with the prince. Ooh, to be or not to be apparently is down there. Even though he's gracious to me, I am not at ease. And indeed, there is nothing in common between us. Why shouldn't I leave? He is an understanding man, but of the vulgar kind. His conversation affords me no more amusement than a badly written book. Often he makes me lose all patience. Where do I want to go? I'll reveal these to you in confidence. I am obliged to spend another 15 days with the prince. I've told him it'd be nice to visit the mines. But what I only wish for is mere Charlotte. I always laugh at my own heart and obey its dictations. Oh, sorry, dictates. Obey its dictates? I apologise. I'm probably getting a load of words mixed up here. I keep struggling to actually read some of the stuff in this cursive script. So, I am filled with horror when I go through the road. Same road which first conducted me to take Charlotte to the ball. Let's colour it all in. All my wrists. I'm still struggling from that RSI, unfortunately. It doesn't help. How many changes have since taken place? Is all altered. Oh! My soul has been carried away, no longer. Nothing remains in nature. No pulsation of my heart, no sensations are the same. I am a shadow returning to the past, only to find it deserted and in ruins. No, everything is fine. Everything is fine. I, her husband. What a happy life, what continuous adoration. Had it been destined for me? Forgive those tears. Forgive those fruitless desires. If she were my wife... Wilhelm, when Albert embraces her slender and elegant figure, my whole frame feels convulsed. If I could tenderly fold my arms around the dearest of heaven's creatures. And yet, I will tell you, should I not, Wilhelm should have been happier with me than with him. Albert is not the man to satisfy the wishes of her soul. Albert lacks a certain sensitivity that makes their heartbeats not beat in unison. Take it as you like. Oh, Wilhelm, I confess that Albert loves her with his whole soul, but he is not worthy of harbouring that love. Sometimes a spark of life arrives to offer me some consoling light. But it only lasts me a moment. When did I get lost in reverence? I cannot help saying to myself. If Albert were to die, then could Charlotte and I... pursue this vague shadow until it leads me to the edge of a precipice. Okay, so what do I do? Do I just yeet that? Which I shudder and flee, full of fear. Sometimes I fail to understand how she dares to love another, when I love her so uniquely, so devotedly. When I know only her and have no... Sorry. When I know only her and have no other possession but her. Only to gaze upon her dark eyes is to me a source of happiness. Oh, Wilhelm, what grieves me is... Okay. Like I would be... Okay. He does not seem so happy. I think. He does not seem so happy like I would be. I don't usually interrupt my sentences, but I cannot express otherwise. Albert doesn't seem to be so happy as I would expect. So I would be, as I would be in his situation. Oh. The void. The fearful void which I feel in my chest. I thought for a second as I was doing this, it was doing the piano. There we go. I often think to myself, if I could just once hold her in my arms, this dreadful void would be filled. Yet, yes, friend, every day I become more certain that the experience of any being bears very little import. So little. At Charlotte's house, I overheard her converse with a friend. They shared indifferent topics and discussed news of the town. How one was getting married or someone had fallen ill. Wilhelm, they both talked with such indifference. As if the death of a stranger. When I look around this room... Oh. Sorry. I see Charlotte's appearance. Sorry, what's going on here? Oh. I guess I've got to find the right spot for each one, hopefully. But it does seem to kind of like... There we go. Get there eventually. So, God, this is a bit cumbersome. Okay, let's try the feather then. Go. And we've got the note. Is it supposed to be a timeline? Or just his really disorganized way of holding things? There we go. Lying on her table with her earrings. And Albert's writings. And all those articles of furniture which are so familiar. And I think to myself, what am I to this family? Honoured and loved by my friends. My presence contributes to their happiness. But if I were to die, if I walked away, how long would they feel the void of my absence? Oh, such is the frailty of man, that even there, where he is greatest consciousness of his existence, where he makes the strongest impression, even in the memory of in the soul of his beloved friends, he can perish and vanish very quickly. I think quite quickly probably would have listed better there, but it is the original text. Oh, 100 times of the I've been on the verge of throwing myself into her arms. If you could. Nobody knows what a torment it is to see so much loveliness. And also that was no more light for me. A hidden achievement there. And yet, not dare to get a hold of it. Don't child touch everything they see. Also, don't children touch everything they see. And I... Only God knows how often I have laid down in my bed with a wish. What am I saying? When I get into bed wishing I may never awaken again. And in the morning, when I open my eyes, I see the sun rise again and return to my misery. Indeed, you are a jester, sir. Wretched! I know too well that I am the only one to blame. I carry hidden in my soul the source of all this sorrow, or also all my sorrows, as previously carried the source of all my pleasure. My heart is now dead. No joy can revive it. My eyes are dry. My senses no more refreshed by the relief of tears. I'm sorry, that's... Oh, no. You go back down there. Poor you indeed. Okay. Make the misery creep up on my face. I have lost only charm of my life. At least I'm finding more achievements now, but I'm a bit annoyed it took me so long to get the first one. This is what I don't like, hidden achievements with like no real, you know, hints of where they are. Now I figured it would be clicking around in the background, but there's so much interactive background to begin with. I mean, I would have thought drawing all the pictures would have perhaps done one and sort of thing if it wasn't a necessity. Alright, my imagination is no more. My heart is hard and unmoved and insensible. I don't recognise myself anymore. Not even in my self-portraits. Charlotte has reproved me for my excesses. But such tenderness. Just because lately, instead of having only a glass of wine, I drink the whole bottle. Oh, Papa. There we go. Something's here. There we go. Poop the snoot. Dear friend, I am no longer my own master. Charlotte can do with me what she pleases. She does not feel. She does not know that she is preparing the poison, which will finish us both. And I, for my part, drink deeply from this cup which holds my destruction, and I savour it with infallible delight. What mean those looks of kindness from which she often looks at me? Maybe not often, but sometimes. Let's colour this all in. Oh, my wrists. Give me those eyes. Lovely. The complacency painted on her face when she hears my misfortunes. I think she's outgrown you, sir. She's probably gotten a bit sick of you, to be honest. Or the tender pity with which she accepts the expressions of love which frequently escape me. So he's not even hiding it anymore. I mean, this is an interesting art, but oh, it's a bit uncanny valley for me. There we go. Yesterday when I was... Yesterday when I was leaving, she presented her hand and said, "Goodbye, dear Werther." Dear Werther. It was the first time she ever called me dear. The joy it provoked sunk deep into my bones. I repeated those words 100 times. And when I went to bed talking to myself, I was like, "Good night, dear Werther." And when I could not but laugh at myself. I do not hide my sufferings from her. Her look has pierced my very soul today. I no longer saw her face, the charm of beauty, but the brilliance of a talent. Those had disappeared before my eyes. A stronger, much more touching expression stood out in her. A look filled with her deepest affection and softest pity. We were alone. Why did I dare throw myself at her feet? Why was I so afraid to take her in my arms and cover her with 1,000 kisses? She walked to her Claire instead. Sorry. Oh. Okay. She walked to her Claire and started to play, and accompanied the music with her most harmonious singing. How sweet and soft. Her lips have never appeared more lovely. Oh. How could I have told her how I felt? I was overcome, bending down to pronounce this row. Oh, so vow, I think that was. Their V's look like R's. Okay. Never will I seek to profane your purity with a kiss of lips, which the... Oh, sorry. With a kiss of lips which angels guard. And yet, my wishes... Oh, darkness, indecision, raise a wall before my heart. So much beauty. No, I will never be myself again. Everywhere I go, I bump into something that drives me crazy. Today, around noon, I went for a walk on the banks of the river. Oh, draw me a little happy friend. Everyone needs a happy little friend. It's not bad, but it's no Bob Ross. Come on. And I'm finding the clicking very awkward. It just doesn't seem to respond quite a few times. You've got to click and drag, but it doesn't respond in all directions. There we go. I observe a man in the distance. He was wandering, looking down as if searching for something. What are you looking for? I asked. I look for flowers, but I can't find any. I have promised to gather a bouquet for my beloved. There was a time when I was so happy. I was happy. But that is the past. It is all over for me now. Sorry, all over for me. What are you happy with? Henry. Where were you? Come to dinner. Is he your son? Yes, sir. He's my poor unfortunate son. He suffered a frenzy that lasted a whole year. Was sent away to a madhouse. When was this time in which your son was so happy and content? Poor boy. He means the time when he was completely deranged. He's always praising her. I placed some coins on the lady's hand and hurried from there. Her words had shot through me like lightning. Is it happiness and madness or something? Oh, missed the spot. He was happy as a man could be, I repeated it over and over again. Wretched being, yes, I am in the delusion that consumes you full of hope. Pointlessly trying to gather flowers for your queen. Why suffer without hope and without end? You don't know, you don't realise. That's it. Your misery dwells in disturbance of your senses and disordered brain. A misery from which no king on earth will be able to release you. Damned be the villain who laughs at the mind of a broken man, wishes to put an end to his anguished soul. Curse he be who mocks a man on a pilgrim to his grave. Oh, I thought there was something else going to appear there. Okay. Wilhelm! I don't know how to tell you this. The man I told you about, mad and happy. He was a secretary to Charlotte's father. And the passion that he concealed until it drove him to madness, the one that got him dismissed from the house, was so inspired by her, by Charlotte. I don't think you can tell from these few words the impression the story left on me. Albert told it to me as much indifference as you are probably reading it. Sorry, my friend. I find myself reduced to the shadow of my former self. I can't stand this any longer. I was sitting next to her as she played on her cembalo, a succession of delightful melodies. My eyes became watery. I leaned down to try and hide them. When I saw the bridal ring, I couldn't contain my tears anymore. Just then she began to play that favourite old sonnet, that sweet and heavenly melody that has often enchanted me. My soul was impregnated in the memory of the bygone days, of all the melancholic moments full of pain, of all the disappointments I endured. I paced hastily, going up and down the room to relieve the weight that choked my heart. For heaven's sake, play that tune no more. However, you're very ill. You will find disgusting your favourite delights. I beg you, compose yourself. I tore myself away from her and, oh my God, please put an end to my misery. Dear Wilhelm, I feel agitated as if my soul were pursued by an evil spirit. Too often I am oppressed. It is not agony, that is not desire, it's an inexpressible fervour. An internal fervour that threatens to tear my chest apart and impedes my breath. Unhappy me! Unhappy me! I had to go out last night. I heard the river had risen and the stream had overflowed, and that the whole vow of Wilhelm was flooded. Oh. Standing in front of the abyss, gazing down, I lost myself in the intense delight of ending my sorrows. Coward! I did not have the courage to raise my feet and stop my pain. I know, Wilhelm, but how gladly would I have stripped myself of my dignity in order to find the pleasure that is denied to us prisoners. Now I'm sitting like an old woman who begs her to prolong her exhausted existence. What is the matter with me, my friend? I am afraid of myself. Was not my love for her the most holy, the purest, the most brotherly? When has my soul been indulged by a sensual desire? Tonight, I tremble to tell you. Okay. Aha! Now it's let me click. Where are we working on here? Come on, just give me a pick. I think you need to increase the size of your click areas because this ain't having it. There we go. It's like a very tiny section of this outer bit. Not gonna lie, slightly annoying this one. Especially since I have to keep swapping sides. Do I have to get that little bit of the background? Oh, you're kidding me. There we go. In my dreams, I hold her in my arms and cover her beautiful dear lips with countless kisses. My God. Is it criminal to glow with happiness while retiring those rapturous moments and intense delights? Charlotte. Charlotte. I'm at a loss. My senses are bewildered, my eyes bathed in tears. Nowhere do I feel well, and I am everywhere at the same time. It would be much better if I were gone. Thank you very much, Wilhelm, for the love that your friendship has given me to my... given to my expressions. Yes, you're right, I should depart. I don't like your scheme of returning home. At least I would have liked to wait a bit. Until the ice melts and the roads are nice again. But I'm really pleased with your idea of coming to fetch me. My fate has been to afflict those whose happiness I should have protected. Goodbye, my dear friend. Heaven pronounce you with his blessings. Goodbye, dear Wilhelm. Werther, my friend. I write this letter from your desk, knowing that I will never receive an answer. I arrived too late. Now I can only try to find out what happened. I know that the day you said goodbye to me by letter, you gave a visit to Charlotte. Thursday night is Christmas Eve, Werther. The children and my father are to be there. Also be here, sorry. You will also come, but not before that time. I beg you as a favour for my sanity, we cannot go on in this manner any longer. Be a man and get rid of this fatal obsession towards a woman who can do nothing but pity you. Werther bit his lips while looking at her in horror. Please grant me a moment of cold blood. Do you not see that you are deceiving yourself? That you are voluntarily seeking your own destruction? Why must you love me, Werther? Me who belongs to another? I fear that is only the impossibility of possessing me, which makes your desire for me so strong. I feel sorry for you and the solitude in which you have confined yourself. Search, travel, seek for a being worthy of all your love, and then return, and let us enjoy the happiness of true friendship. Dear Charlotte, let me calm down and all will be well. Alright, Werther, but grant me one thing. Don't come again before Christmas Eve. Well, he definitely overstepped some boundaries and she set some. So, like, you're not supposed to come here because, you know, you've gone from slightly overly affectionate friend to creepy, almost stalkeriness. So, after returning home, Werther began to write his last letter to Charlotte. The one that was found sealed on his table after his death. Charlotte, I'm determined. I want to die. I declare this to you with cold blood. Without giving in to romantic passion. On the morning of the day when I am to see you for the last time. By the time you read this, my dear, the cold grave will hold the corpse of this unhappy being, who in his last moments knows no greater pleasure than talking to you. Since I tore myself from you yesterday, I can't stop thinking about the sad moments I have lived near you without any hope. It's not despair. It is the conviction that I must sacrifice for thee. Yes, Charlotte, why am I going to deny it? One of us three has to disappear from the world. Oh, my love. 1,000 times I conceived the idea of killing your husband. Of killing you. Of killing me. It will be me who disappears. On Christmas Eve you will have this paper in your hand. You will tremble and bathe it with your tears. You will think I will obey you and not visit you until Christmas Eve. Oh Charlotte, today or never. I want it like this. And all it needs to happen. Happy I feel with my decision. Albert, believing that Werther would not return until Christmas Eve, saddled his horse and rode away until the next day to solve some business that he'd been putting off. That's how you found Charlotte sitting by herself. You have not kept your word, Werther. You shouldn't have come. Dear Charlotte, I promise nothing. So walking up and down thoughtfully for a few minutes, the idea of her own innocence filled Charlotte with noble pride. She played several minutes on the cembalo and tried to steady herself. The purity of her heart was such that she didn't even need to have a maid present. Oh, is it going to play when I fill it in? I like this. This is really nice. Oh, I did set that one off a bit late. Even so, it's not too disharmonious. And she sat down calmly next to him. Have you brought nothing to read? In that drawer I keep in a folder, your translation of some Ossian songs. I haven't read them yet because I hope to hear it from your mouth. But for some time you have not been helpful at all. Werther smiled and went to get the papers. And as he grabbed them he felt an unexpected shiver. His eyes filled with tears as he opened the notebook. He sat back down to read. The unhappy man fell under the influence of the words, and he threw himself at Charlotte, weeping bitterly. Werther clasped her into his arms. She felt scared and tried to push him away. He seized her hands and brought them to his lips. No, Werther. and he cornered her trembling lips with passionate kisses of fire. What are you doing, Werther? Stop! Charlotte pushed him. Werther. Stop, Werther. Werther let go and Charlotte moved away from him, distressed and trembling with anger. Understandably so. This is the last time, Werther. You should never see me again. And after casting one last look at the wretched being, she ran to lock herself in the nearest room. Werther did not have the heart to stop her. He remained immobile on the ground, with his arms stretched out for half an hour. He crept over the cabinet door and said quietly, Charlotte. Charlotte. Just one word to say goodbye. He was silent, waited, begged and waited again. All in vain. At last he tore himself from the place, hollering, Goodbye, Charlotte. Goodbye forever. Yeah, those mix of V's and R's. I think when I said rain in a few earlier chapters, it meant to say vein. Okay. The next morning, the servants found him in his room. I guess they were going to throw him out. Or maybe it was his own servant. There we go. He was writing the following part of the letter to Charlotte. For the last time I open these eyes. For the last time. The day is gloomy and foggy. Cover yourself in mourning. Your child, your friend, your lover is nearing its end, Charlotte. To die. What does that mean? Charlotte slept little that night. She could already imagine the look on her husband's face as soon as he knew of Werther's visit. In the morning, when Albert arrived, Charlotte, full of guilt, began to tell him the truth. Werther was here for an hour yesterday. Well, he chooses the occasion, Albert answered and retired to his office. The sudden arrival of Werther's servant caused a new concern. He gave a note to Albert. Can you lend me your pistols for a trip I plan to take? And he coldly said to his wife, Give him the pistols. I wish him a pleasant journey. Charlotte took down the pistols and dusted them off, unsure if she would hand them over. Oh, I thought I could at least click something on there. What are you waiting for? To this impatient voice, which did not allow a reply, she handed over the fatal weapon. I can only take the pistols. I keep feeling like something in there should be a secret, but no, nothing. The servant departed. She sat down again with her work. But it didn't take long for her to retire to her room. Her heart announced the most dreadful future. Meanwhile, the servants set the table, and a neighbour who'd only stopped by to say hello stayed to eat after being persuaded by Charlotte. Her presence brightened up the conversation, and Charlotte soon forgot about the pistols and about Werther. They had passed through your hands. You have dusted them off. You have touched them. It's just... okay, fair enough, it's just this bit. I kissed them 1,000 times. The heavens favoured my design. You provided me with a fatal instrument, oh Charlotte. This is such a way to... I thought he was just going to off himself, not try to assault her and then off himself. Okay, it was my desire to receive death from your hands. My wish is fulfilled. Also, I think Albert's finally had enough of Werther since he came back and stopped even hiding his desires. I know from my servant that you trembled when you handled them, but you didn't bade me. No goodbye. Disgrace, misfortune. Not one farewell. Have you shut your heart against me in the moment that was united us forever? Charlotte, centuries and centuries cannot erase the impression of such a happy moment. Okay, even if you turn your back on me, I feel it's not in your power to hate the man who loves you so much. After dinner, he ordered the servant to finish packing. Destroyed many papers and went out to settle a few minor affairs he had left. I wonder what one of the papers he destroyed. All is silent around me, and my soul is so calm. I have implored your father to protect my body. At the far end of the churchyard there are 2 lime trees. In their shadow I wish to lie. Oh Charlotte, you present me with the cold and fatal cup from which I must drink the draught of death. I do not shudder, I receive it without any fear, with a firm and steady hand. I die for you. Never imagined that this path would lead me to where I am now. Don't worry, please, I beg you, don't worry. They are loaded. The clock strikes 12, and so be it, Charlotte. Farewell, Charlotte. Farewell. Did it at midnight? Again, asshole! I mean, granted some of the servants might still be up, but... a neighbour saw the flash and heard the shot. But as everything remained quiet afterwards, he thought nothing of it, continued sleeping. The end. Final chapter. It's a bit of a tragic story, but let's be honest, Werther wasn't in his right mind for really much most of this. And honestly, Albert had the patience of a saint for like the first half of it, because he probably was like, yeah, this man definitely has a thing for my wife, but they're friends and I can't really politely tell him to like sod off. And even like grows to friendship with him. But yeah, I'm certainly getting the feeling that you know, he had enough when Werther had come back from his journey and was just now like fawning over his wife all the time. Hell, even Charlotte felt like she had enough of him. Again, it's in the modern day sort of retelling, he'd be like complaining he's in the friend zone, when it's like, no, you put me in the girlfriend zone. I wanted a friend and you tried to make me a lover. And with that, I think that's all for this one. I'm going to just go to the end of the credits. I know there's an achievement for getting through it. My god, there's a lot of credits here. But there was a lot of artworks used. Is there anything at the end? Is there going to be an epilogue? A little hint of something? And there's that wonderful Mad Cream Games logo. I swear the one on the front was actually a skull in the thing. But no, that's it. I was hoping for something a little bit at the end. But that was a sombering story, wasn't it? So I will bid you adieu, and I hope everyone else's love lives go a lot better than this. And thank you for bearing with me on these particularly long videos.